this is Freya with your next singing tip. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Breathing is such an important thing when it comes to singing because without any air, there wouldn't be any pitches that you could produce, right? So how do you breathe more freely and naturally? If you want to find out more, please stay tuned. Anybody who's ever sung, and that's everybody in this world pretty much who has a voice, knows that in order to produce any pitches or any sounds or to speak as a matter of fact, you will have to breathe in order to breathe out to produce those pitches. Now it's the same as with eating, just whatever goes in shows on the outside. And in singing, however the air goes in, however much goes in and how it comes out determines the quality of tone that comes out. Now what I've noticed among my students, people who have sung in choirs a lot in their lifetime, they have been trained to breathe sparingly as far as the amount of times that you breathe goes. So usually choristers sing long phrases and try to breathe only at the end of the phrase and not in the middle. Now when you sing as a soloist, the issue is a whole different one. The issue isn't to not break the phrase or to make pitches as long as possible without breathing, to have a long stretch without breathing. Well, sometimes you need to do that. That's not the main issue. The main issue here is, first of all, to sound natural, as if you were telling a story. The breathing shouldn't distract from the rest of the story that you're trying to convey. And second of all, the breathing, of course, is so important for your technique because, if you don't get enough air in, you're going to be short of breath and you're not going to be able to have a good support just because you don't have air and you're struggling to sing the phrase to the end all the time. So one really important issue here is to let the air in freely, to not have any kind of roadblocks, if you want to say so, in your throat that just hinder the air from going in freely. Now there's this mechanism in your throat that you can either open it up or close it. So one of them is the glottis, and I've talked about the glottis. Now whenever you breathe in, you need to open up the glottis, and when you breathe out, keep it open. Like if I were to close it, it would stop the air from coming out. So first of all, keep the glottis in a very open position. Now the second thing is keep your whole throat pretty open. So if you want to breathe in, that would be very closed. It's like a backward whisper, has this like, I'm whispering, no. It's very unhealthy for your voice, and also it puts a lot of strain on your vocal cords whenever you do this. So pretty much whenever you breathe, I don't want to hear you breathe a whole lot. I want to hear not too much. Now, having said that, that's the ideal position for breathing in. As a solo singer, you also have words and you have emotions that you want to bring across. So sometimes you need to breathe in the character of the song, and that is so important. Don't just breathe detached from the rest. Your breathing needs to be incorporated. So if I'm singing this really desperate song, I could breathe like, just don't do it all the time. Just basically know that you need to keep your throat open. In the same way, whenever you breathe out, don't just let the air fly out like, all of me loves all of you. So I didn't hold the air at all. It just flew out, and I was pretty exhausted at the end of the phrase, and I didn't have any air left. You can still sound breathy and let the air out without letting it fly out. And in order to do that, of course, you need support. All of me loves all of you. You always need to have that basic tension in your abdominal muscles and all those muscles that support your lungs. Another issue is take your time for breathing. A lot of times I hear singers or I hear my students, for example, let's do this All of Me by John Legend. All of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, So don't just let the break, the rest pass by without using it for your breathing, and then breathe just a millisecond before you have to sing again. It sounds artificial. When you speak, you wouldn't speak like this. All of me needs all of you. Love your curves and all your edges. You wouldn't breathe like that. You would breathe like, all of me loves all of you. I love your curves and all your edges. So the air flows in between, it flows in and out. And take your time for breathing between phrases. All of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Use the breaks and the rests. Don't just let it pass by. That goes for upbeat songs too. Don't just go like, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh. Don't go like this. Use that whole break. It might be a short one, but use it to breathe and breathe openly, because you need a lot of air in a short amount of time to be taken in. So open up so that way you can have that air in your lungs as fast as possible. I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, and don't it feel good? Don't just pass up that opportunity to breathe whenever you have a break or a rest. And keep your breathing open. Don't go, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, it's too much. It's gonna put so much strain on your vocal cords. That's totally unnecessary. And whenever you're singing demanding repertoire, make sure you keep that throat open, you keep that glottis open, you minimize the tension and the friction on your vocal cords when you breathe in, because you're gonna need all the strength you have for whenever you're singing out. So this was my tip for today, and it's a really important one, because without breathing, there would be no sound at all, right? Hope you have a wonderful day, and check back next Tuesday for another How to Sing That Song video. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. There's great videos to come. And remember, always keep a song in your heart, and always keep on singing, because it's so good for you. Bye.